And next, we're going to talk about the Houston Astros and the bombshell report that was released yesterday in The Athletic. It sent shockwaves throughout the baseball world. Now, we all know that the Astros, they're notorious sign stealers, but what we didn't know is how sophisticated it was. Now we're calling them the Houston Asterisks from now on, because in the report, it talks about their use of electronics and specifically a camera that they had situated in the center field wall that picked up signs for the catcher, then relayed it to the dugout on a small monitor, and then they used trash cans. They used trash cans and banging on trash cans to get the sign to the batter. And had that season turned out for the Astros, well, we all know it culminated in a World Series title against the Los Angeles Dodgers. This story, it affects me personally. I was at Game 1 of the 2017 World Series. Look, let it be known, I am a die-hard Los Angeles Dodger fan. I bleed Dodger blue, and I was in attendance when Clayton Kershaw, he pitched a gem in Game 1. 11 strikeouts, no walks. First pitcher to do that since Don Newcomb back in 1949, and Clayton Kershaw was rolling. And then in Game 5, he's up 4-0, he's cruising, and then all of a sudden, the Astros come back. Yes, he didn't lose that command in that game, but it just felt fishy the entire series. And I'm telling you, there was something that was not right about that Houston Astros team. And everyone's saying, look, I get it. They're not going to take a World Series title away from the Astros for sign stealing. But hey, if they were knowingly breaking rules, I want draft picks taken away. I want major fines. Look what they did with Bill Belichick in Spygate. They gave him the largest fine that anyone has ever received in the NFL. And I think this Astros team deserves that and then some. Because look, that Dodger team, they were good enough to win that World Series. That series was razor thin, and it affected a lot of people's lives and a lot of people's legacies, namely Clayton Kershaw. If Clayton Kershaw wins that series, that monkey's off his back. He's going down as a top 5 all-time pitcher, especially considering how he pitched in Game 1. So that series really rewrote the history of baseball. Oh, and that drought for the Dodgers, it's now extended past 32 years. And unfortunately for the Dodgers, this is nothing new. You've had people cheat against them in the past. Look at 1951. In the summer of 1951, the New York Giants, under manager Leo DeRocher, they began to employ an elaborate sign-stealing scheme themselves. They were down 13.5 games to the Brooklyn Dodgers, and then what they do, they installed a telescope in the center field wall that would pick up the sign from the catcher, and then how would they get it to the batter? Well, they used technology themselves. They had an electrician install wiring in the center field wall that would buzz in the sign to the dugout. That would give the sign to the batter, and then the 1951 Dodgers, that would lead to the shot heard around the world with Bobby Thompson, and they would go on to lose in the World Series to the New York Yankees. So the Dodgers have experienced cheaters in the past. There was the Giants in 1951. It was the Astros in 2017. I guess it's safe to say that cheaters wear orange. But fast forward 66 years later to 2017, I think the very interesting part in all this is the fact that it was an Astros player himself, pitcher Mike Fiers. He's the whistleblower in all of this. He was quoted in the piece as saying, "I just want the game to be cleaned up a little bit because there are guys who are losing their jobs because they're going in there not knowing. Young guys getting hit around in the first couple of innings, starting a game, and then they get sent down. It's BS on that end. It's ruining jobs for younger guys. The guys you know are more prepared, but most people don't. That's why I told my team we had a lot of young guys with Detroit in 2018 trying to make a name and establish themselves. I just wanted to help them out and say, hey, this stuff really does go on. Just be prepared." He would go on to say, "I told the teams I was on, I didn't know how far the rules went with Major League Baseball, but I knew they, the Astros, were up to date, if not beyond. I had to let my team know so that we were prepared when we would play them at Minute Maid." So Fiers, he's saying, hey, this Astros team knew what they were doing, and it came down to the bashing of the trash cans in the dugout. If you have not seen it, check out the great John Boy's breakdown of the trash can beating. And now the question is, Did A.J. Hinch know about it? No, A.J. Hinch, that's just totally normal for guys to bash trash cans in a dugout. I would say, dude, you need some help, okay? You can't be bashing trash cans in a dugout and expect that to be normal. The Houston Astros, it was systemic, it broke the rules, and they need to get fined accordingly. We're not going to take away that World Series championship. We're not going to go to Africa or wherever they sent that Dodgers merchandise that had them win the World Series and have that sent back. But hey, there needs to be a swift fine and hell to pay for that Houston Astros team. And any of those players that were involved, if it was Bregman, Altuve, Springer, they are all scumbags if they were involved in this. And that Houston Astros World Series, it is tainted forever. It is tainted forever in the perception of baseball fans. We're never going to forget this. And when it does get proven, there's going to be hell to pay for the Houston Astros. That organization is filthy. Jim Crane needs to clean things up in Houston. And look, as far as the Los Angeles Dodgers go, does this change how you feel about Yu Darvish? Yes. Does this change how you feel about Clayton Kershaw? I would say yes as well. And to all those Dodger fans saying, hey, I don't want that pity championship. I don't want that championship if they take it away from them and give it to the Dodgers. Me, this is what I would say.